good news still matters. And that's how I felt watching PayPal stock surge higher today in the wake of a terrific quarter. For the past month, PayPal has been getting slammed as part of the brutal sell-off in previously strong stocks, which went on today. Investors panicked, decided to ring the register, which is why PayPal stock was down 12% for the month, going into yesterday's close. 12%. Very much a shoot first and then ask questions later scenario if they bothered to ask at all. It was agonizing to watch. We knew PayPal was doing great, and we owned some from my charitable trust. You can follow along by joining the ActionAlertsPlus.com club. Then last night, the Bulls got sweet, sweet vindication. PayPal reported a terrific quarter, solid top and bottom line beat with strong guidance for both the rest of this year and next. Payment transaction growth grew by 27%. Company's fast-growing Venmo division saw a 78% increase in total payment volume. No wonder the stock surged $7.30 or 9.4%. Star of the day other than Procter & Gamble, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does indeed have more room to run. But do not take it from me. Let's check in with John Rainey. He's the PayPal's chief financial officer. Hear more about the quarter and where his company is headed. Mr. Rainey, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I am doing well, John. I'll tell you why I'm doing well. Because you had 9.1 million actives added. I think that's the standout figure this quarter.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that we point to as the most successful thing in the quarter. That's an all-time record for us. We're at a rate that's over 30 million on an annual basis for net new actives. And you continue to see our platform become more relevant, where we now have almost over 250 million customers on our platform.
Well, you know what? I have to tell you, John, there was a time even maybe a year and a half ago where our conversation would be, well, how bad are you going to be hurt by eBay and the separation? I now think that it's finally getting to the point I cannot wait until it's finished because of all the big deals you can do once you're totally disentangled.
Yeah, Jim, it's interesting. If you look at our quarterly results, the non-eBay part of our business grew at 28%. That was roughly 8 times the rate of growth that the part of our business that relies on eBay grew. And you're right. As you note, we announced a couple big partnerships in the quarter, one with Walmart, another with American Express. And we now have agreements with all 4 of the major networks. And what this does for us is it translates into the very first point that you made, and that's adding net new actives, adding customers to our platform. As it becomes easier for people to vault a payment instrument or use us in other methods, you see more customers coming to our platform.
John, I have to tell you, I couldn't tell who was more excited about the American Express deal. You guys, or frankly, on the American Express conference call last night, I know it's coincidence you both reported at the same time, but American Express thinks it's going to be gigantic. I'm talking about needle moving for both your companies.
Yeah, it's very exciting. You know, American Express customers will now be able to, within the Amex app, be able to pay their friends and peers through PayPal or Venmo. At the same time, they can use their membership rewards points to go shop at many of the millions of merchants that PayPal has across the world.
Now, I think that we have to mention the Venmo monetization because, you know, Dan and yourself, you've told us over and over again, listen, we monetized PayPal when people said we couldn't. This was the quarter where you're beginning to see meaningful acceleration among the people who are actually using some of the monetized features in Venmo. Tell us how that's going because it seems pretty quantum.
Yeah, it's a bit of an inflection point for us. You're right. If we look at the most recent quarter, roughly 1 in 4 Venmo customers are using Venmo in a way today that we're able to monetize. That could be with using Venmo to shop online. It could be using our physical card in a store, or it could be using the instant cash withdrawal so they can transfer funds immediately into their bank account. And again, we saw growth, as you noted in your opening comments, of almost 80% in terms of total volume for Venmo in the quarter. It's the second quarter in a row that we've grown at that rate. So we're just really excited about what we're seeing with this part of our platform.
There are other companies that try to talk about how they can unseat Venmo. If you don't mind, for just 30 seconds, can you explain to people who don't use Venmo or don't know about it that the millennials who do use it don't just use it to pay. It is about an expression of what they do and where they've been.
It totally is. And it's very different than the demographic of you and me, Jim, where maybe we don't want to share all of our payments with our network of friends. But that's the way that this millennial demographic is using payments, and it's a sharing society. And so what Venmo effectively is a way to share in your social network all of the payments that you're making and sharing those social experiences at the same time. And it's interesting. It's almost viral among that demographic. Just this week, my teenage son asked me if he could have a Venmo account. So that hits home for me.
Well, mine have used it for a long time and just love the emojis when they pay a bill, which is not where I'm from. They want everyone to know that they had a great dinner at some place. Now, we should not overlook the fact that you are spewing cash and you are buying back shares at an incredible clip. And after today, you ended up with good prices.
Yep. Well, I tell you, there are very few companies, Jim, that I would put into the same category as us, where we're a high growth company, but we also generate a tremendous amount of free cash flow for a growth company like ours. And we're putting that cash to use. Just this year, we've put almost $6 billion to use, either through buying back stock or going and acquiring companies for growth. And we're really excited about the ability to continue to use our balance sheet as an asset going forward.
You know, John, sometimes I want to dream dreams of what you can do, and I keep thinking about Dan Schulman and what he said to us at our excellent teach-in. And he made a point to me, and he says, listen, we are the instrument for the unbanked. And I keep thinking, Facebook's, WhatsApp, people who do not have banks, billion people you're trying to talk about who are unbanked. It really is, we're small-minded if we think just about how you might add 5 million or 7 million. We're talking about a billion addressable market, correct?
You're exactly correct. It's interesting for me in my capacity as a CFO to work for a company that is doing well financially. But we also, if you look at our mission, we do good. And if you think about your point, you've got, I believe the number is 2 billion people in the world that don't have access to traditional financial services that you and I take for granted, like a checking account or a banking account. And financial inclusion is part of our mission. The key element of those 2 billion people is that roughly 70% of them have a mobile device. And this is where our value proposition really shines, where we can put all of the power of mobile commerce in the palm of their hand.
Well, I want to congratulate you and Dan for doing exactly what you said you would do and much more. John Rady, CFO of PayPal. Great to see you, sir.
Good seeing you, Jim.
Okay, this one, fellows and ladies, is not done going up. That's how big this quarter was. Mad Money will be back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.